Hello everyone. Today we are going to introduce a new topic which is alternating series. Okay, then we'll discuss about its convergence and some numericals related to it. So first let us define what is an alternating series. An alternating series is an infinite series which contain alternate positive or negative signs. Okay, the general expression for this type of series like a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4 and so on, all the an's are non-negative. We write this expression as minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1 into an. N varies from 1 to infinity. You can easily check. When we put n is equal to 1, it is positive a1. You put n is equal to 2, it is minus a2, then and so on. So this is a general expression for an alternating series. Now we shall discuss about the convergence of this alternating series, right? We have one test to check the convergence of alternating series, which is Leibniz test, which states that if summation minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1 n varies from 1 to infinity is an alternating series, then this series is convergent if number 1, there are two conditions. First condition is an must be greater than equal to an plus 1 for all n. That means the terms of the series are monotonically decreasing. And the second condition is limit n approaches to infinity, an is equal to 0. Okay, the nth term converges to 0. If these two conditions hold, then the given series definitely converges. So let us prove it. But before proving, I mention that all the terms with odd suffixes are having positive signs and all the terms with even suffixes are having negative signs. And we know that a series is convergent if its sequence of partial sums is convergent. But when we take the sequence of partial sum, if we want to find the sum of odd terms, the last term is positive, and if we take the sum of even terms, the last term is negative. So what do? We take the partial sums of even terms and the partial sums of odd terms individually, independently, and then find their limit. If both will converge to the same limit, then the series is convergent, otherwise not. Okay, so let us first find the sum of first two n terms of this series. If Sn denotes the sequence of partial sums, if Sn is the sequence of partial sums, then what do we have? S2n. S2n means the sum of first two n terms. So it is a1 minus a2 plus a3 minus a4. See, 2n is even. So the term will end at minus of a to n. So it will be like this: a 2n minus 1 and the last term is a 2n. Now we make some construction. What do? We'll take minus sign common from here. It is a1 minus all the terms. The sign get reversed. It is a2 minus a3 plus a4 and so on, minus, you can say it is minus a5, then plus and so on, a 2n minus 2, a 2n minus 1 and a 2n with positive. Okay, now you know what do we have? The two conditions. First condition was that an is greater than equal to an plus 1, and the second condition was that limit n approaches to infinity, an is 0. First condition. every term with lower suffix is greater than the term with higher suffix. So A2 is greater than equal to A3, A4 is greater than equal to A5. Similarly, this A2n is greater than equal to 2n minus 2 is greater than equal to A2n minus 1. So this difference is non-negative. This difference is greater than equal to 0. A4 minus A5, this is also greater than equal to 0. This is also greater than equal to 0. And as each term is non-negative, so this is also greater than equal to 0. So from here, what do we have? This is A1 minus some non-negative quantity. Non-negative quantity. And what it means? A1 is a non-negative term and we are subtracting some non-negative quantity from it. So this thing is less than equal to A1 for all n. It means whatever the sum of even terms, it is always less than equal to A1. So the sequence of partial sums S to n is bounded above by A1. And what it means? Now S to n is bounded above by A1. If I can prove that S to n is monotonically increasing, and since it is bounded above, then it must be convergent. So let us now prove that S to n is monotonically increasing or decreasing. Let us check it. Now S to n. What is the next term of S to n? S to n. The next term is S to n plus 1. So this is S to n. Take the opposite of it. S of 2 into n plus 1 because it contains more terms than S to n. Okay. It is S to n plus 2 minus S to n. So this is the sum of first 2n plus 2 terms and this is the sum of first 2n terms. Okay. So what it will be? It is A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 plus and so on. Somewhere it is A2n with minus sign, then plus A to n plus 1 minus A to n plus 2 and minus S to n means minus A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 and so on minus A to n. So what remains? All these terms will get cancelled out. Remains only these two terms. So S of 2n plus 2 minus S of 2n is A to n plus 1 minus A to n plus 2. And you know each term with lower suffix is greater than equal to the term with higher suffix. So this difference is also greater than equal to 0. And what do we have? S to n plus 1 is greater than equal to S to n. Okay? And it implies the sequence S to n is monotonically increasing. And we have proved earlier that it is bounded above and bounded above by A1. Okay? So this is convergent. Clearly, if we take a sequence of partial sums having sum of even terms only, then this will converge to some number, say S. So let us take limit n approaches to infinity, S to n is S. Let limit n approaches to infinity, S to n is S, suppose. Now we take the limit of all terms. Suppose we are taking S to n plus 1. So S to n plus 1 is the sum of first 2n plus 1 terms, and you know 2n plus 1 is odd, so it will be A1 minus A2 plus A3 minus A4 and so on minus A2n and plus A2n plus 1, right? So this is S to n plus A2n plus 1. So S of 2n plus 1 is this. If you want to find out the limit n approaches to infinity, limit n approaches to infinity, limit n approaches to infinity. You know this is s, and what is this? This is 0, because as n approaches to infinity, an is equal to 0, limit n approaches to infinity. So when n approaches to infinity, 2n plus 1 also approaches to infinity, and this limit will be 0. So the sequence of partial sums of odd sums is also approaching towards s, and even limit of the even sums is also s, limit of odd sums is also s. So the sequence Sn of partial sums, this is a sequence whose odd terms as well as even terms converge to both s, same limit, and therefore the sequence of partial sums Sn converges to s. And clearly summation an, then summation minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1 n also converges to s. So if you want to check the convergence of an alternating series, we just check two conditions. First, the terms are monotonically decreasing, and second is that limit of the nth term is 0, then the given series will be convergent. For example, let us take an example. Suppose we are having example 1 upon 1 into 3, 1 upon 2 into 4, 1 upon 3 into 5, then 1 upon 4 into 6, and so on. If you want to check the convergence of this series, so first we want to find an. So as it clear that first term contain, every term have two terms in the denominator. First term it is 1, second term it is 2, third term it is 3. So in the nth term, what do we have? It is 1 upon n, and the next is 1 plus 2 3, 2 plus 2 4, 3 plus 2 5. So it is n plus 2. Okay, and as it is alternating series, so general expression is minus 1 raised to the power n minus 1. So this is the expression for the alternating series. N varies from 1 to infinity, summation n varies from 1 to infinity. Okay, once we found an, next process is to check two conditions. First condition, here an is what? 1 upon n into n plus 2. So first condition is to check n plus 1 is less than equal to an, or you can say an is greater than equal to an plus 1. So what is an plus 1? It is 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 1 plus 2. It is n plus 3. Okay. Now an is this, an plus 1 is this. In the numerator, both the terms are equal. So we want to check denominator. Clearly the first factor n plus 1 is greater than n, and the second factor n plus 3 is greater than n plus 2. It is very clear. When we multiply both, what do we have? We have n plus 1 into n plus 3 is greater than n into n plus 2. Taking the reciprocal, 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 3 is less than 1 upon n into n plus 2. That means an plus 1 is less than an. So the first condition is verified, that an is greater than an plus 1. The next condition is limit n approaches to infinity an. So we take limit n approaches to infinity an. Limit n approaches to infinity an. It is 1 upon infinity. This is 0. So both the conditions of Leibniz test are verified, and therefore by Leibniz test this series is convergent. Okay. So you can check one more example. Test the convergence of the series log 2 by 2 square minus log 3 by 3 square plus log 4 by 4 square minus and so on. Okay, so comparing this with alternating sign series, it is minus 1 raised to the power n log of n by n square if we take the summation n varies from 2 to infinity. Check it. Minus 1 square, it is positive, log 2 by 2 square. Then minus 1 cube, it is minus 1 cube, negative sign, log 3 by 3 square and so on. Now, what here n is log n by n square. Now, we want to check whether n is monotonically increasing or decreasing. Okay, the numerator is an increasing function, denominator is also an increasing function. So, the method to check whether this function is increasing or decreasing, we will use the derivative method. Okay, so if we take fx as log x upon x square, we know that if the derivative is positive, the function is increasing, and if the derivative is negative, the function is decreasing. So what is the derivative of this function? It's x raised to the power 4 x square into 1 by x minus log x into 2x. So it is x minus 2x log x divided by x4. So it is x 1 minus 2 log x upon x cube. Okay, for the monotonically decreasing, this must be less than 0, and it means 1 minus 2 log x must be less than 0, and it means 1 is less than 2 log x. That means log x must be greater than 1 by 2. Log x must be greater than 1 by 2. It implies x is greater than or equal to 2, because at x is equal to 3, okay, x is equal to 3, x is when x is equal to e, log x will be 1. So log x will be greater than 2 times log of x is greater than equal to 1 when x is greater than equal to 2, because when x is greater than 2, it is 3. Okay, log of 3 means it is greater than 1, so it is greater than 1 by 2. Clear? When x is 3, it is greater than 1, because log of e, and e is 2.718. So when x is greater than this number, log x is greater than 1. So log of e is greater than 1. Okay, it means when x is greater than or equal to 2, log of x is greater than 1 by 2. So this function is monotonically decreasing when x is greater than equal to 2. It means when n is greater than equal to 2, so the sequence en is monotonically decreasing. Next is to check limit n tending to infinity en. So what is limit n tending to infinity en? When we take limit n approaches to infinity, it is limit n approaches to infinity. So this is infinity by infinity form. Then by L'Hopital rule, what do we have? Take the derivative 1 upon n upon 2n. Again take limit n approaches to infinity. It is limit n approaches to infinity 1 upon 2n square, and this is 0. Clearly, both the conditions of Leibniz test are verified, and therefore by Leibniz test, this series is also convergent. That's all about today's lecture. Next, we will discuss the absolute convergence in my next lecture. For that, keep watching my channel and like and subscribe it, please. Thank you.